Somebody asked me if I was from the city of Chicago, and I said, well, I'm from the Chicagoland area. I've lived in the Chicagoland area most of my life, but I'm not in the city of Chicago proper. And then I broke down a list of places that I lived, which include inside the city of Chicago, as well as several of its suburbs, from the near west suburbs to the northwest suburbs to the southwest suburbs, and damn near everything in between. And this commenter says, so you're not from Chicago, but you have a lot to say about its politics. You keep moving farther and farther away from the liberalism that you so desperately support. Why don't you live in Englewood? Wow. First of all, am I not allowed to talk about the politics of an area just because I don't live in it? So people in Florida can't say anything about politics in New York, and people in Texas can't say anything about politics in California, and vice versa, because they don't live there? It's a pretty fucking stupid stance to take, if you ask me. If you don't live there, you can't talk about it. A whole lot of people need to shut the fuck up then. And Chicago politics do affect me in that I live in the Chicagoland area. And we all exist because of the city of Chicago and what it generates and produces for us. If Chicago goes downhill, so do the suburbs. So we have a vested interest as well. As far as me moving farther and farther away from the liberalism I so desperately support, based on what? I'm still in the Chicagoland area. I'm still in the collar counties. I'm in a county that is blue as fuck and still a donor county to the rest of the state. I refuse to move to one of the red counties in the state of Illinois. I refuse to move to a red state. I'm still in a blue state, in a blue area, in a blue county of that blue state. But I'm moving further and further away from the liberalism that I so desperately support. No, I'm still here, champ. As a matter of fact, I'm fighting for that liberalism to be here in the small town that I'm in. And why don't I live in Englewood? Because I don't want to live in the city of Chicago. Because I want to live out here in the suburbs where I've got more space and can spread out a little bit more and things aren't as congested. Many people like living in and around the city of Chicago when they're young, like my daughter, who lives in the city of Chicago. And when she gets older, she's going to probably want to live in the suburbs too, because that's what happens. You get older, you want a little bit more space, you want to spread out. But why Englewood? Why didn't you ask me about any of the other neighborhoods in the city of Chicago? There are 77 neighborhoods in the city of Chicago. You picked one of the top worst ones. Why not ask me why I don't want to live in Lincoln Park, an extraordinarily liberal area of Chicago? Does that not fit your narrative? Where do you live? Where do you talk about politics? Do you live in an area and talk about politics of an area that you don't live in? I'll bet you do. Fucking hypocrite. Yeah, I don't live in Englewood because I don't want to live in the city of Chicago. Hope that helps.